The story starts in a magical world where 9 races live side by side, including the beast folk, dwarves, oni folk, demonkin, elves, dark elves, dragonists, centaurs, and lastly, humans, one of whom is a rookie adventurer named Light. Driven by the hope of lifting his family out of hardship, our hero says goodbye to his village and goes on a quest in pursuit of power and prosperity. When he finally reaches the grand city, he's hit with the harsh reality of discrimination as people sneer at him just for being human. Still determined, he walks into the guild to register as an adventurer and is assigned a lowest F rank since it's his first day. The receptionist asks if he has a special skill, and Light's face lights up as he proudly says yes. It's something called unlimited gacha. Curious, he-girl asks him to explain it since she's never heard of such a thing before, but Light insists it'll be easier to show her in action. He pulls out his gacha device and presses it, creating a card right before her eyes. Beaming with pride, Light explains that whatever is on the card can be summoned, but his excitement dies fast when he realizes the first card's just a damn bent fork. Embarrassed, he laughs it off, saying it's just a failure and tries again. But instead of something useful, out pops even more worthless crap, like a rotten apple and a piece of moldy bread. He insists it doesn't usually suck this bad, but she's already over it and just hands him his F-rank card without another word. Still fired up, Light rushes to take his first quest. The receptionist points him toward the bulletin board, but the problem is that he can't read. In this world, that's not unusual since most humans barely know their letters. Thankfully, she helps him out and picks a few beginner jobs for him. They're all low paying, but Light doesn't care because he's ready to work his ass off, and by the end of the day, he's completely drained. He's done several jobs back to back, and all that effort barely got him enough for a single night at an inn. Still, he tries to stay positive, saying that if his gacha can spit out something edible, he'll manage just fine. Then out of nowhere, a group of beastfolk thugs bump into him and start yelling like it's his fault for dirtying their clothes. Before he can explain, they snatch every coin he has, claiming it'll cover the laundry bill. Light pleads for them to give it back because without it, he won't even have a bed for the night, but they don't give a shit. One of them kicks him to the ground, telling him to go sleep in a pigsty, and they walk off laughing. The people around don't even lift a finger to help. Instead, they sneer and call him nothing more than worthless human garbage. Right then, a young woman lifts him up, yet Light notices she's an elf, and he's taken aback. He frantically apologizes for making contact with her, but the woman reassures Light that she will not harm him. Light cannot grasp why an elf would show kindness to a human like him, and the woman even embraces him. Spectators are appalled to witness an elf merely touch a human, and Light is completely stunned. This elf girl soiled her knees just to hold him, so he questions if he's dreaming. The woman assures him that he's not, and the rest of her companions introduce themselves. They state that they are members of the Concord of Tribes. It's the title of their group that represents all 9 races created by the divinity. The beast folk names himself Guru, and the elf is Sasha. There is also Diablo the Demon King, Oboro, the Oni folk, and Drago the Dragonute. Then comes Nano the Dwarf, Seon the Dark Elf, and Santoru the Centaur. That makes 8 members. So the party reveals that all they need now is a human to complete the set. Light is left speechless, so they clarify that their aim as a group is an honorable one. They want to wipe out racism in the world and build a future where every race stands on equal ground, and they want him to be part of it. But Light cannot believe what he's hearing, so the group's leader steps forward and promises that they mean every word. And just like that, Light agrees to join them, heart full and eyes shining. Sometime later, Light finds himself under attack by enormous serpents, and he has to be saved by Drago. Another creature almost creeps up on him, but Sasha is there to kill it. She cautions Light to be more cautious and reminds him that they're in the largest and harshest dungeon in the world, called the Abyss. If anything strikes him here, he will bite the dust immediately. Light apologizes, so Sasha explains that she's simply worried about him, and she examines him to ensure he isn't hurt. They've been traveling together for a while now, and the rest of the group starts teasing Sasha, calling her out for always babying him. They joke that she just can't help herself, that the second she's near Light, her face turns red and all her tough talk melts away. Sasha tries to say that she only does not want their group's reputation damaged by losing a member, but the others are not convinced. Light is feeling quite useless at this point, but Drago tells him not to be concerned. He says that he enjoys the tea that Light prepares for them, so he's already contributing enough. Light feels relieved hearing this, and the group continues their journey through the abyss. They reach an area with only a single way out, and Drago decides that this is the ideal place. Light thinks that it must be time for a rest, so he cheerfully tells everyone that he will prepare his well-known tea for them to enjoy. He says that it will just take a moment, but Drago immediately cuts him off and announces that Light is expelled from the party. Light cannot speak, so Drago repeats himself. Light remains completely confused, so Garu simply tells him that he's being thrown out of the group. Everyone's attitude has completely shifted as they all become harsh. And Garu says that he's worthless to them now. Even Sasha calls him a foolish child and says that he always irritated her. They even wonder aloud if his incompetence comes from a lack of brain cells or if it's simply a human trait. They all drop their act and reveal that they despise human trash like him. Light desperately hopes that it's a joke, but they tell him that they didn't come all the way into the abyss for some prank. Light points out that they were all so kind to him before, but they admit that it was all fake as they needed him in their group. It makes no sense to him. So, Drago explains that the entire setup was because of Light's ability. This only confuses Light more because his unlimited gotcha has always seemed worthless. Drago says that their leaders have been monitoring Light because of his odd ability, suspecting that he might be something called a maestro. The only reason they brought him into the Concord of Tribes was to watch him closely. Light argues that his unlimited gotcha is a useless ability because it only produces piles of junk. But that does not matter to them. They already know his power is worthless, and his stats are even worse. That is why the leaders have decided that Light is not the maestro, which means he's nothing but dead weight now. The others wish the higher-ups had decided sooner because they hated pretending to like him all this time. Light knows nothing about these leaders or the maestro, but Drago says he's heard enough. It won't matter anyway, as Drago declares that it's time to finish the damn job. Horror crashes over Light as he realizes he's not just being thrown out of the party because finishing the job means they're going to finish his ass off. That's when it begins, and Garu lunges forward, slicing across Light's face. His whole frame trembles as the brutal truth sinks in and he bolts in panic. But escape isn't an option, as the group tells him there's no way out. He couldn't survive even a single beast in the abyss, so they tell him to just accept his fate. Sasha makes it clear there won't be a chance to run, firing an arrow that pierces through his damn leg. Garu admits how much pleasure he gets from hunting humans, and Seon agrees, saying their freaking screams are like a sweet melody to her. Garu doesn't stop there and he kicks shit out of Light. Drago tells him to cut it off, but Garu is eager to keep going, so Sasha reminds him they have to stick to the script. Their excuse is going to be that a monster from the abyss killed Light, so they can't leave behind wounds that say otherwise. Garu steps up to deliver the final blow, telling Light he's been a fun target to beat on, so the end won't be quick. Light crawls desperately across the ground, questioning how it all came to this shit. His hopelessness explodes and he shouts that he doesn't want to die, accidentally activating a teleport trap. Drago yells at Garu not to let the damn rat slip away, but it's already too late. A few seconds later, Light finds himself elsewhere in the dungeon, but the change in scenery brings no comfort. His injuries are severe, and he knows the moment one of the creatures here finds him, he's done. All he can think about is his family, wondering what led to this. The others had treated him kindly, and he thought they were becoming like comrades after everything they shared. But reality is cruel, and the friendship was fake, and they took joy in breaking him. They were thrilled at the thought of watching him die, and they planned to do it with smirks on their faces. Light's heartbreak quickly burns into fury, and he now despises every single one of them. So he promises to wipe them out. That fury lights a fire in him, and his thirst for vengeance refuses to let him fall here. He swears they'll pay, and he'll tear them all to pieces and take his sweet revenge. But things only get worse as a creature shows up, and Light's eyes go wide as he sees its level 1000. That shouldn't exist because beasts like that belong in myths. That's when Light realizes the terrifying truth that he's been warped to the very bottom of the abyss itself. There's no freaking chance of escape as the monster closes in, but Light refuses to perish before claiming his vengeance. All Light has to even attempt to resist is his unlimited gotcha, so he activates it. Light triggers his unlimited gotcha again and again, silently begging for a miracle. He will not surrender because he must destroy those who betrayed him at any price and return to the family he treasures. And by fortune, Light's persistence succeeds, and his gotcha blazes with dazzling brilliance like never before. The monster strikes, but it's already too late as Light's gotcha produces a new card. A voice proclaims that nothing shall harm its master, and a maiden manifests, completely obliterating the level 1000 creature. This mighty girl clears the wreckage she caused and astonishingly kneels before Light. She heals him and quickly apologizes for doing so without asking his permission first, saying it would be shameful if his handsome features and fair pearl skin were marred by such dreadful injuries. Light is amazed to hear her speak this way about him, and even more shocked to realize that she has healed every wound. The girl asks him to grace her with his name in his fine voice, so Light tells her who he is. The girl calls him Master Light and announces that she will devote her existence to serving him. It is the maid's oath of honor, and she vows her total loyalty to him without hesitation. Naturally, Light wants to know who this mysterious girl is, so she introduces herself as May, the ever-seeking maid, and her level is 9999. What stuns Light most isn't her power, it's that she's a super ultra rare card pulled from his supposedly useless unlimited gacha. But May goes on and on about her undying devotion, even saying she would follow him beyond death itself. Still overwhelmed, Light tries to explain that his unlimited gacha isn't anything special. There's just no way someone like her could have been summoned from such a useless skill. Mei kindly asks permission to inspect his gacha using her appraisal ability, saying she'll only do so with his consent because it's the proper way for a servant to act, and Light agrees. As soon as she examines it, Mei is amazed. She reveals that Light's abilities are buried beneath a powerful concealment barrier known as Conceal, and no one below her level would ever be able to uncover it. Then she tells him that his unlimited gacha is anything but trash.